This is day 11, I believe. Alright, so let's start solving. Alright, so I'll do this here. N minus 12 equals 33. So we want to use inverse operations to show how we find the value of m. Okay, there are many different ways, yes I know. But let's use this particular algorithm, this particular method, because that's the one that's going to be really helpful for you guys later on when you're doing multi-step equations. So I like to do this. Split my equation in half. There's my left side and here's my right side. So the inverse operation, the operation here is subtraction, so I'm going to use that as my guide here. So the opposite of subtraction is addition, so plus 12. And if I do plus 12 here, I must do plus 12 on this side. These two combined equal to 0, so I don't need to write it, so I'm just going to bring the m down. And my m equals 33 plus 12, which is 45. My check, remember to check, you copied the original equation. You must substitute the m that we just found. It's 45, so it gets 45 minus 12 equals 33. And 45 minus 12 is 33, which equals to 33 at the same time. Okay. Make sure that this actually equals 33. Okay. Because sometimes when you get the wrong answer and you just assume that it's equals 33, you might just it doesn't really help. Okay. 2, 63 plus y equals 77. Again, I'm going to split this in half. 63 here, it's positive. The inverse operation of addition is subtraction. I'm going to do minus 63 here, and I'm going to minus 63 over here. These two equal to 0. Y comes down. And 77 minus 63 is, let's see, 14. So let's see if that's true, if the value 14 makes our equation true. So 63 plus y equals 77. I'm going to replace that y with 14, see if it equals 77. So 63 plus 14, 77. Is 63 plus 14 equals 77? Let's see, 3 plus 4 is 7, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So that is true. 3. 4k equals 36. This is a multiplication here, 4 times k. 4 times the number is 36. We're looking for that number. And the opposite multiplication here is division. So I'm going to divide this side by 4, and I'm going to divide this side by 4. So remember, a fraction here, fraction bar also symbolizes division. So 4 divided by 4 here, it's not 0, but it equals 1. So I get 1k, right? 4 divided by 4 is 1, and the k comes down. And 36 divided by 4 here is 9. I don't need to write 1k, so I'd rather you guys just write k equals 9. Okay. Let's see if that's true. Let's copy the original equation. 4 times k equals 36. Replace the 9 with a k, so 4 times 9 equals 36. And we can tell that really the left side equals the right side. 36 equals 36. 4. H over 4 equals 64. A number divided by 4 equals 64. So we want to find that number. Again, let's split this in half. This is a division, right? So the opposite of division is going to be multiplication. I'm going to multiply this side by something and this side by something. And we multiply it by the 4 here, right? So we're going to, the denominator, so we want to get rid of the denominator. So I'm going to multiply it by a whole number 4. So this 4 here at the bottom and this 4 here at the bottom, okay, will equal to 1. Okay, so again, I'm left with 1h, or just simply h. On this side, if I multiply the left by 4, and I multiply the right by 4, and 64 times 4 is 16, 256. Let's see if that's true. H over 4 equals 64. 256 divided by 4 is 64. Is that true? I don't know. Let's see, 4 goes 25 6 times. You get 1 left over. Bring down the 16. 4 goes, yep, it is true. 64 equals 64. Okay. Clear annotations. 5. 3/4 of W. So 3/4 of a number equals 15. We need to find what that number is. 3/4 of something. So imagine if you have a particular value and I said, give me 3/4 of that, you would give me 15. So what did you have to begin with? So here, it's a fraction. Your coefficient is a fraction. So one way of get rid of that fraction, remember we want our variable here to be all by itself. So how do I get this side to just have the w and get rid of that 3/4 somehow? So then we multiply this side by the reciprocal of this 3/4. And this reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. I'm going to multiply the other side by the same, 4/3. 4/3 here, these 4 and these 3 will all equal to 1 because 4 times 3 on the top is 12 and 3 times 4 on the bottom is 12 and 12 over 12 is just 1 or 1w or just 1 or just w. Okay, so you can write it as 1w. It won't change anything. It's the same thing as just writing w. On that side, I get 15 times 15 and the whole number times 4 over 3. So I can put this 15 as 15 over 1. Multiply the top. 15 times 4 is 60. And then 1 times 3 is 3. And 60 over 3 is the same thing as saying 20. Right? Because 16 divided by 3 times. So our value of w is w equals 20. So our original equation was 3/4 of w equals what, 15? 3/4 of 20 equals 15. Is that true? Well, let's see. So this side, 3/4 times 20, 20, I'm going to put it over 1. Let's actually multiply this out. 3 times 20 is 60. 4 times 1 is 4. And 60 over 4 is indeed 15, which equals 15 on the other side. So the original value here of w was 20. Okay. Write an equality. Okay, to pass a test, students must earn a grade of 75 and above. So the test, use T for your test. Here's your grade of 75. What's the relationship here? To pass this test, it has to be greater than 75. Can it be equal to 75? Yes, it says a grade of 75 and above. So equal to 75 and above 75, you pass. To fight in the middleweight division, fighters must be under 160 pounds. Here's your middleweight division, okay? And here's 160 pounds. So do you have to be greater than 160 or under? So in this case is under. Can you be equal to 60? No, you can't. You have to be under. The most you should spend on a gift is 75. Here's a G for gift. Here's 75. So the most. So most means in this case your limit. You can't spend anything above that. So can it be equal to 75? Yes, it can. And it also has to be less than 75. Okay, 74, 73, 72. Any of those values will make this inequality. You get a speeding ticket if your speed is greater than 65 miles. So here, ticket, T, 65. So to get that ticket, how fast do you have to be driving? Well, definitely above 65. About equal to 65. And now, if you're at 65, you're not going to get a ticket. So it has to be 66, 67, or 65.1 and above. Okay. We have graphing thing here. Okay, so the table shows the relation between hours and miles. Write an equation that describes the relationship. Okay, so what depends on what? Complete the sentence. The hours depends on the miles, or does the miles depend on the hours? So the miles, the total miles. Okay, the total miles depends on the hours. This is definitely going to be a question in your state test. Okay, so the equation, just let's use that sentence. So M, number of miles that you go depends on your hours, right? So what's the relationship here? Times 5, yeah, it looks like times 5, times 5, times 5, times 5. So it's going to be, number of miles is going to be, take the number of miles To find the total number of miles, you multiply 5 times the number of hours that you drove. Okay. So your independent goes here. Your dependent goes here. Okay, and independent, let's call our independent our hours. Our dependent is our miles. Let's see how we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have room. So this is 0, 1. I'm going to skip 2, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5. It does fit. And then up, let's see, 10, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Okay, so we're going to go by 5s. 5s, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 1 hour is, don't know what 1 hour is actually because they don't tell you, but 3 hours I know it's 15. 4 hours is 20. 5 hours is 25. 2 hours will be 10, and 1 hour will be 5. We can work actually backwards. So you can actually create a table here. 2 hours times 5 will give you 10. And 1 hour times 5 will give you 5. You can work backwards on your table as well. So here's our graph. It should be a straight line. Okay, extend that graph, put an arrow. Okay, that's our equation. So let me, okay. So our equation equals the total number of miles equals 5 times h. Okay. Last one. Lynn wants to take her family to a buffet. Cost for parking her minivan is $12 for the evening. So you go out with your family. Dad parks the car, pays $12. Then everybody gets out of the car, and you go inside, and it's $24 for each person at this particular buffet. Okay, so complete the sentence. Write an equation to describe the relationship. So, let's call the total. The total what? The total cost for the evening depends. It's going to depend on what? Depend on the buffet, right? And it's going to depend now plus the what? Plus the parking. So if your dad asks you how much do we spend tonight, well, you're going to have to calculate how many people ate, and also calculate. Also be sure to include the parking, right? So the equation, cost, if you want to use C for cost or T for total, cost is going to be the buffet. So how much is the buffet? $24. Not for everybody, but per person times each person. So $24 times the number of people plus parking. And how much was the parking? It's $12. The parking is going to be $12 period. Whether you eat there for an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, it's $12 for the whole evening. So there's our equation. So over here, I'm going to extend this line like this. Very ugly. But I'm trying better. It's very hard to write on this tablet. Okay. So, our independent goes here. Right, independent. And our independent is what? Our buffet. Here's a rule, and our rule is going to be 24 times P plus 12. And this is our dependent, which is our cost. So if one person comes, and we're going to use, right now, let's go from 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how big this particular family is, but obviously, but let's see how many. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if one person comes in, it's 24 times one person plus 12. So 24 times 1 is 24 plus 12 for the parking, 36. 2 people, 24 times 2 plus 12, which is 48, plus 12 is 60. 3 people, 24 times 3, right? Because every person is 24, which is 72, and then you add 12, you get 84. 4 people comes, 24 times 4 people, which is 1696 plus 12, 108. And if there's 5 people in this particular family, you're gonna go 20 plus 12, 136, right? 5 times 4, 0 goes to 120 plus 12, 136. Yep. No. Is it? 24. No. What am I getting wrong? 24 times 5. 20 goes to 10, 120, and then I'm going to add plus 12, 30, 132. Okay, so let me just lower this a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. Our independent always goes here, and in this case, it's a number of people, right? The buffet, the number of people is our independent, and our dependent over here is our cost. So let's go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And ugh. How are we gonna do this on this? No, we can't go 10, 20s, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. No. 30s? Let's try 30, 60, 90, 120. Let's do 30s. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. Okay. So if one person comes, 36, wow, that's going to be right here, just right there. 2 people come, it's going to be 60. 3 people come, it's going to be 84, which is about here. Okay. 4 people come, it's going to be 108, which is 108. That's 120. Maybe around here. And if 5 people come, it's going to be 132, which is, I'm going to say about here. Okay. So, will this start at 0? No, it won't, because it will start right here. Okay. But this particular graph doesn't start at 0. Can you find out why? The reason it doesn't start at 0 is that if you actually went to the restaurant, parked the car, and decided not to eat for some reason, okay, you still paid for parking, okay, and that's, you still have the cost of the $12, even though, I don't know, maybe an emergency came out or something happened that you decided to walk out of the restaurant and not eat anything, okay, before you actually sat down, you were still charged the $12 for parking, okay, and that's that.